should have just
I'm
improved
back.
vaults with like little updates, and then
I think vaults were better. I think vaults were
vaults could
better
be
than Nightmare
vaults could just
Dungeons.
be in the game. Yeah.
I think vaults were way better than Nightmare Dungeons. Sorry guys, my computer streaming PC crashed. I don't really know what the hell's going on with that. Blue screen. It's not the first time it's happened either. I might have to eventually do something about that. I've been trying to narrow down what the problem is, but I honestly can't. It seems to be some sort of IRQ issue, which is apparently the system is running out of available IRQ addresses. Like there's something apparently eating all the IRQ addresses until eventually, at some point or another, the computer runs out of IRQ available addresses, and then once it runs out of available IRQ addresses, it just simply crashes, and it says insufficient IRQ addresses or something along those lines. It's like an error message. I still have yet to narrow down what the hell the cause is. I can't figure it out.
Is this your streaming PC or your gaming PC?
Streaming PC. It does nothing but stream the game. It literally has no other purpose.
I'm not ready yet.
Is there a graphics card in it?
Yeah. It's got a 3070 Ti, I think.
I need more time.
But you're actually using a capture card, right? So you don't really use the graphics card too much in that computer?
Both. So the capture card sends... The capture card is useful in that it kind of captures the data from the PC and then pulls it over, but the video card still has to be used to re-encode everything and like go online and whatnot and transmit to the various sources. Tell Bob to get into chat. I'm gonna go check out the Frozen Orb Source race.
Yeah.
I'm getting tired of running these greater rifts already. Of course, I need to get my hands on that unique item though.
Exactly. That's the problem. Is it a global unique? Is it on a boss? I don't even know where it's going to drop.
I'm not ready yet.
That Templar's Might armor sounds kind of neat too for like a basic build.
We're going to need it. I need the damage reduction at this point.
Well, I mean the like permanent artillery shrine for being at full HP.
That part of it sounds fun. The other part of it I need just to live.
The Guardian awaits you. Yeah, sorry for all the stream problems today, guys. I don't know what the hell's going on. It just seems to be my bad luck. What the hell is these? These are definitely new attacks. I don't remember him doing that crap before. Yeah, drop me my loot shot. Stupid little Rift Guardian. I don't even know why they bothered changing the names. They should have just called it frickin' Greater Rifts, and they should have just called it a Rift Guardian.
They try to fool us.
Right, well, my assertion of the minions is that they're 1,000 times better than they were before. I don't even know how to explain it to you guys. If you played a Minion Mancer before, you haven't played this Minion Mancer, so chances are, if you wanted to do a Minion Mancer at some point, this honestly seems like a far superior Minion Mancer to any that I've previously seen, like without exception. I don't really know how else to put it. Okay, so it looks like you need the Ingoliths to bring up the tier of your item past a certain point. So, okay. Ah, all right. So when you go up, masterworking failed. What? That's some bull crap. So when you bring it past rank 4, they turn into triangles instead of dots.
Okay.
I just failed 2 masterworkings in a row.
Stop failing.
I didn't want to fail. And I didn't want to fail.
You failed me.
Cody, quit looking out the window and getting all excited because you see somebody. You'd be excited if you saw a turd on the ground. I don't even know what to tell you about your life. You might not want to eat so many turds. It does give you bad breath. You get the turd breath. And then nobody wants kisses. Because who wants kisses from a turd breath? See how that works? Why are you coming up here, turd breath? No. He said, you can't talk crap about me without me coming up here to fight. He said, I'm coming to fight. Good job. Good job. Fatso. Ha. That's right. I said it. Fatso. Alright, I'm gonna go set up a sorceress. I want to test out the frozen orb janks.
Yeah, I gotta show you. We gotta do like a dungeon together or something. I gotta show you how crazy this is. I gotta see if I can break your game.
Yeah, brick my game.
Yeah. Well, we took out one computer already. We gotta take out the other computer. I feel like my computer's turning into a toaster.
Ah. Boost me to level 100, please.
Yeah, I have a feeling though I'm gonna need Arlequin's Crest and I'm gonna need Tyrell's Might just to survive in that game.
Well, they took away your base 10%, you poor
Yeah.
unfortunate fool.
Yep. Yep, they did.
You poor unfortunate soul. So sad. So sad.
Sorry, you don't have 10% damage reduction. You don't have 100% dodge. Sorry.
You poor unfortunate soul. Okay, what the hell am I even gonna set this character up for? Okay, let's just start from the beginning. I don't even know. Let's just go with Frostbolt to begin with, because why not?
I mean, I definitely found my build for next season. I found it already. Like, I love this. I need to go get myself a Rama Dalmadini. The camera zoom out feels so good. It's like a hockey game. The Stygian stones, aren't they used for the Ubers?
I think so. I got a bunch of them.
Well, time to die soon, I guess. They put in the Undying from season 2. So you just get that healing too. There's gonna be so much healing in the game, and I don't know if I like that.
Healing, but how's that going to prevent us from dying? Healing isn't as good as preventing us from getting one shot. If you get one shot, all the healing in the world ain't going to save you.
Yep. It's just a layer, and it's It's just weird.
I'm trying to think what I want to do. Like, the way this build works is, or that item, it has like a chance of shooting them out from each one of my conjurations. So it honestly seems like the more conjurations I have, the better.
Yes, you want so many conjurations.
All the conjurations, all the time. I like to conjurate. I want to conjure bait. Wait.
Whoa,
Whoa. No conjurating. No conjurating. I don't know what that is. I'm not even gonna pretend to know what that is.
Xylor, is that you?
Xylor. It's Xylor.
You're just gonna have unlimited conjurations and frozen orbs. It's gonna be insane. You're gonna frozen orb the screen. I'm gonna tornado the screen, and we're just gonna crash the game every time we play together.
The game. Just crash it.
I'll be playing at 1 FPS whenever we're together.
Mm-hmm. Just crash it. We're just gonna crash it. We're gonna crash everything.
But the nice thing is, everything will be frozen.
I'm gonna crash it. You gonna crash it. We gonna crash it. Come on down, we gonna crash it. Crash. Gonna crash. We gotta crash everything. Crash.
I can't wait to use Azure Wrath in my basic.
Crash. Gonna crash it. I'm gonna crash. Gonna crash. Crash.
I'm in tier 9s and I'm getting chunked for half my HP. 18k life just chunked.
Chunky. So where's Chunks anyway?
I don't know.
I don't even know what the hell I'm doing. I'm just like throwing a character together and we'll see if it works. Throwing a character together. How many skills do I got so far? Let's see. So I got Fire Bolt, I got Frozen Orb, alright, I got Lightning Spear, Hydras, Ice Blades. Ice Shortage does not need to be on the bar. So we drag that off. So we still got room for one more skill. Ice Blade goes there. Frozen Orb goes there. You leave the bar. Get off my bar. And we got the whole Paragon board to fill out. If this doesn't demonstrate how absolutely silly it is not to give us the characters that we already had, having to do all this just to set up a single character for testing, I don't really know what does.
Yeah, they can't make testing painful. Like, you gotta get people in there and test. You can't make there's like a 2-hour process just to not even have the character you would have just by copying it because you don't have all the uniques. This is a nice moonrise. The moon is rising. Let me tell you.
Okay, so this one, the Elemental Summoner, which gives me the 10% times reduced cooldown or mana cost of the conjurations. That sounds like a really big deal, because then I can spam more conjurations, which means more frozen orbs, Which means more damage just in general, right? Because I want as many frozen orbs as I can possibly get. I want all the orbs of freeziness. I want the freezy orbs of freeze. Good luck actually finding the unique, but you think they would have just given us the new uniques so that we could have actually tested them, but no.
I must masterwork my item. Temper it. Lightning damage. I don't want to do lightning damage.
Alright, first, let's go ahead and put the glyphs in now before we forget. I know there's a conjuration glyph in here somewhere. Winter, no. Unleash, that one looks good. Let's do Unleash, I like that. After spending 50 mana, you deal 7% increased damage and gain 7% mana regeneration for 3 seconds. That sounds good, I like that. Because I'm going to be spamming some frozen orbs. I'm gonna be spamming some orbs. I'm gonna be spamming and spamming some orbs. We're gonna be spamming some orbs. I'm gonna spamming them orbs. We got the orbs to spam and we're spamming them all. And that's what we do, we spam to fall. Spamming them orbs. Gotta spam some more. We're gonna spam it and spam. Spamming. Alright, next. Insert a can of spammed meat. That's right. Spammity spam meat. Icefall. Your frost skills deal 15% times increased damage to vulnerable enemies. That sounds good for us. You deal bonus damage to vulnerable enemies equal to 10% of the total amount of your bonus damage with cold up to a maximum of 30%. Okay, that one seems even better. Alright. Alright, so that's what we're gonna do. Damage reduction from vulnerable enemies, cold resistance. Alright, what do we want here? Mastery skills, we're not using mastery skills this time. Conjuration skills have 20% increased duration. That sounds like more frozen orbs. That's what that sounds like. So the longer they last, the more frozen orbs I have, and the more frozen orbs I have, the more doojanks I doojank, and the more doojanks I doojank. There's a lot of doojanks there. I like doojanks. I like fat doojanks, and I cannot lie. All of them doojanks that make me fly. And Cody, he don't care about them. He don't like my doojanks. No, he don't. Alright, let's grab the Icefall. I don't even care. I'm just gonna attach the board. I'm not gonna min-max the crap out of these builds. Just not gonna do it. That's a privilege I'll save for when the game actually is online.
Can they just give us the XP in here so I don't have to do both this and Nightmare Dungeons?
I mean, that's where they're leading to, right? They're leading to basically just replacing one or the other. So, at some point or another, why not just replace one or the other? It's kind of what it feels like. Damage reduction from chilled enemies. I do like that.
The one thing I noticed is these seem faster to complete than a Nightmare Dungeon. Definitely seems like you can speed through these way faster.
Yeah, but you also get way less loot. I mean, you
Yes.
basically get the loot at the end, and you get
Agreed.
like whatever comes from the chest, which isn't loot. It's the crafting materials. They're basically just needlessly separating things out into another category. Like, you remember how we used to complain that you couldn't get Glyph EXP outside of dungeons, Nightmare Dungeons,
Yeah.
and how you couldn't get, like, Forgotten Souls outside of HellTides, and so you felt like you were forced to do everything to be able to do anything because you couldn't, like, just do one thing. Like, now we just have another thing that we've got to do with another crafting material. Trying to see what I want to do for the next one. I guess let's go with the Enchantment Master. So both kind of crap. I know I said I wasn't going to min-max, but that's terrible. Just rotating once.
Okay, you got a good mace now.
Alright, last one. Good old exploit glyph. Let's go. What is it? Dex on this one? And we got 4 more dewjacks. Okay.
Seems like I got a ton of life now. They put life so many places. Like on weapons, you get a ton of life.
Well, people are getting one shot and on freaking all the time. It's no wonder. They're like, hey, let's maybe that's why they added more healing or more healing, because they added more life, which compensates for having more healing and less DR. I mean, if you make the health pool big enough so that you're not constantly getting one shot, then you can potentially end up doing that.
I cannot do that.
I ain't got no defensive skills neither, except for deep freeze. My beautiful lady has finished her dewjank. I'm gonna call her on the phone real quick. You guys don't get to listen because you're not allowed.
What will it be? You can take what's left.
Another time, then.
Sorry, that phone call was important. Alright. I'm trying to get this Frozen Orb Sorceress set up, and hopefully I can find the amulet. Let to go from there. I think I got pretty much everything set up now. We're about ready to test.
Alright.
This is a kind of an interesting one. Aspect of the Frosty Strides. That's one of the new ones they added. While below 51% health, it goes as low as 45. While below 45% health, or as high as 55%. So while below 55% life, Evade will freeze enemies, close enemies, for 7,559 cold damage and applies vulnerable to them for 3 seconds. That sounds absolutely excellent as a defensive mechanic. Like, if you're in danger and then you're trying to dodge out of danger and it freezes the enemy that you're dodging away from, that sounds absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Because then not only are you distancing yourself from the enemy that you're fighting, but you're also, in turn, you know, making it so that you can obviously get even further away, because if they're frozen for 2 seconds, you've got plenty of time to get away from them. Alright, let's go back to Saragar. Let me see if I can play around with this. I mute myself to go for a phone call that's important, and like, I swear, like every 2 seconds somebody's like, "You're muted, you're muted. Ginger, did you know you're muted? You're muted, you're muted. Ginger, did you know you're muted? Muted, muted, you're muted." I'm like, oh my god.
But did you know?
What did you know? Ginger, did you know that your mic is muted and we cannot hear your voice? And Ginger, did you know that we cannot hear the sounds from the game? Oh, Ginger, did you know that I'm leaving the stream because I cannot hear your voice? Oh, Ginger, did you know? I don't know how powerful this character is. Let's go in for one.
I'm already taking way too much damage.
And I have this character set up as if I have the amulet, which I don't have the amulet. It's probably going to go horrible. I tell you what, the Frozen Orb change that allows you to choose the distance that Frozen Orb goes before it explodes, absolutely brilliant. I don't know why it wasn't like that to begin with. You can basically choose exactly how far Frozen Orb goes before it explodes now, which is amazing.
I like that.
Now, I'm assuming that the automatically cast ones that come from, like, the Hydra and all that stuff probably are just a set distance, but it did, however, say that the frozen orbs that are cast from the conjurations will more likely target enemies than apparently before, or something like that. So, apparently they weren't even targeting enemies, they were just being randomly cast in, like, random directions. Let's do that instead. Let's go. Hold on. Let's do a little bit of change here. So let's pull the points out of this. You cannot adjust your skill points or class specializations while inside of the rift. Interesting. So I even grabbed the 3 Hydras, because I figured having 3 Hydras out would mean more frozen orbs.
Yeah. But no unique.
Well, once I get the unique, or if I get the unique.
I haven't got a single unique yet, that they're upping drop rates for this testing. Guess I gotta go farm for Sean and Gregorian and stuff.
I'm not ready yet.
Half butt PTR testing. In Lord of the Rings Online, there was literally like when they did it this method, not the copy method, but they had like another method that they did. They basically just gave you like a bunch of NPCs that you could literally buy like every item in the game from.
I need time.
I mean, I gotta say the Frozen Orb already feels like way better to use.
I'm not ready yet.
Not sure why I chose Deep Freeze. Could probably go without Deep Freeze. Pick something else instead. I guess maybe it kind of works out though if you think about it. Like if I put all my conjurations down and then I just tap Deep Freeze and they're just shooting off like tons of frozen orbs on their own and I'm not even in the battle. I'm just over there in a block of ice, laughing.
I'm not ready.
I guess technically that works.
I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet.
Be interesting to see how this performs at a higher tier, but I wanted to start at like a lower tier first. I don't even have teleport or anything. I know blasphemy, I'm a sorceress without teleport.
I need time.
I blaspheme the holy name of sorceress.
I need time.
Let's see how it does against bosses.
I'm not ready yet.
I mean, one thing's for sure, you can definitely more pinpoint accurately fire your frozen orbs. So instead of like with the bosses where you would literally be fighting the boss and your frozen orbs are going through the boss and exploding on the other side, it's definitely a hell of a lot easier to just like pinpoint the boss and just have all the frozen orbs go directly on the boss. Which is definitely a bonus. Cody, your butt stinks. That's right, you heard me, I said it. Don't talk to me about that. I don't care what you say. I don't care. I don't care. You looking at me with that little snoot. I'm gonna take your snoot off. I'm gonna rip it off. Give me that snoot. I'm gonna rip it off. Haha, I got your snoot. Look, see? That's got your snoot. No, I got your snoot. That's my snoot. Can't have it. No, that's my snoot. Why are you coming up here? Why you want some? You want some of this? Go. How about that? How about that? That's what you came up here for? You came up here for a bruising? You cruising for a bruising? Because that's what you gonna get. You gonna you coming up here? baby. Ah. I gotta see what these are real quick. Hold on. I gotta check those. The incinerate splits into 3 beams.
Not
I gotta put like a point into it and go play with it real quick just to see what it's like. Let's put it on just for a second. Let's pull some points from this. Let's put points into incinerate. Let's pull incinerate on the bar real quick. Let's go walk outside of town and let's see what incinerate looks like with its tri-beam.
I cannot do that here.
Okay. Look at that tri-beam, boys. It's actually kind of cool, I'm not gonna lie. Seems like Incinerate might be a fun one now with this tri-beam action going on there. Get that tri-beam. You got the Death Spade. That's a pretty good one for low-level doojanks. Let's. I want to try this. Let's put 1 point into Frost Nova. Let's pull that out of there. Let's grab this one. Grab this one. Let's change this to Frost Nova. Just an idea. Could be interesting. Let's bump this rookie tiers up. I don't think I'm going to be able to do tier 32, but let's go in there and die anyway. Sounds like fun. Let's go into tier 32 and die again, my friends. Cody's staring at me and he wants me to give him some porkum twist, but I'm not going to because he's been very bad.
I'm not ready yet.
Oops, that's Frost Nova, not Frozen Orb. Oh, yep, I'm gonna die because I had the wrong skill on there. I was trying to. I can't change it during the fight, can I? I can't put my skill in there. Okay, well, I guess I'm leaving then. There we go. Let's try it again. I can't go through it, can I? It probably won't take me back into the rift. Oh no, it did. Okay.
I'm not ready yet.
Yeah, this character's nowhere near set up to be able to handle this, unfortunately.
I'm not ready yet.
I don't even think she can kill one of these elites. Oh, well, there we go. She killed one. Look at that. I'm proud.
I'm not ready yet.
Yeah, but she ain't doing this. She is not completing this dungeon. Let's go back. Oh, you know, it's one thing I never did. I never did this. Let's do this real quick because I totally forgot to do this. +4 mana per second. What the hell? plus 5 mana per second. What the hell is this mana per second crap? Good lord. Is it not a possibility? Like, what's frozen orb? There it is right there. Okay. It is a possibility. I guess it just doesn't want to happen. Just trying to get my +3 frozen orb. Just trying to get my +3 frozen orb. I don't know why you won't give me my +3 frozen orb, my friend. Doom dane, doom dane. Here's +2. +3, please. +3, please. At least they capped this out so it can't frickin' get to like 8 trillion gold anymore. That's always nice. Okay, well, I pretty much give up now. It's just rolling through the doojanks now. I don't even really understand what the hell's going on. I don't need that 10% resist all on this character. This character's like insane for resistances. Even without that 10% resist all, she can still be capped on everything easily. I just need to like throw the right gems in. Mm-hmm. Mm. 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 Okay, can I upgrade any of these things, or do I not have the doojanks for it?
What do you need?
Okay. Let's try something like 25. See if she can handle 25. Did I just open a 25 and then immediately reopen a 32? Can you get sockets and boots and gloves? Not unless you're wearing penny loafers. If you're wearing penny loafers, maybe. Do you got penny loafers on? Yeah, I literally opened a 25 and then immediately reopened a 32 somehow. I don't even know how that happened. Oh, meat's back on the menu, boys.
I need time to prepare that. I need time to prepare that.
That's rough. I need better affixes. I know that. I need like this particular affix right here, which gives me the conjuration. Well, I got a 22% on that one. That one's actually not bad. This one could be a 25%. I don't know. Why does that fear attack hurt so much? It's obviously not just a fear attack. There's no way I'm gonna be able to complete this on the time limit. I think unfortunately without the amulet, I don't think there's any way you can actually set this up as a conjuration slash frozen orb build. I think the amulet really ties everything together, and without it it's kind of unfortunate, but it's just not gonna work.
I'm not ready yet. I lack the needed mana. I'm not ready yet. I need time to prepare. I need time to prepare.
I mean, I definitely don't have any trouble with freezing anything. That's for sure. I know this would work well with an ice spikes build too. I feel like throwing in ice spikes with this certainly wouldn't be terrible. Maybe a little blue rose action going on.
I'm not ready yet.
I'm basically triple casting Frozen Orb right now, already. Like, even without the amulet.
Ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet.
I did put the Frost over enchantment. No, that's not the one I was supposed to put on. Dang it. Which one was it?
I need time to prepare.
I can't remember now. Dang it. Yeah, whenever you cast a non-basic skill, okay. Lucky hit, your conjuration skills have a 42% chance to release a Frost Nova when hitting enemies. Yeah, that's the one I want.
I'm not ready yet. I need time to prepare.
It's not a good thing, Raphael. It's not a good thing. It's not.
I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet.
Can't afford any delay.
I need time to prepare. I need time to prepare.
I got 1 minute and 45 seconds, and I'm still trailing behind the timer.
I need time to prepare. I need time to prepare.
Yep, that was coming. Stun lock. I think that pretty much cinches that I'm not going to complete this one. I didn't mean to pick a 32. I almost completed a 32.
Low on precious mana. I need time to prepare.
So the timer's up, but I haven't failed? Like, what's going on? Was it just going to tell me I failed after I finish, or...?
I think if you don't hit the timer, you don't get the rewards. Like, you don't get the masterwork and rewards, I know.
But they still let you complete the dungeon?
Yeah.
I'm not ready.
You know, when I originally introduced masterworking, I thought it was going to be something that you could do from an early level. I didn't realize it was going to be something... I didn't realize that they were going to take away the upgrade system and then make it so that you couldn't upgrade the items until you got to the pits. Like, you realize that the old upgrade system is gone,
I need
and the masterworking system took the place of the old upgrade system. But you can't upgrade any items anymore at all until you hit the pits. And then once you hit the pits and you start collecting the materials to do the masterworking, then you can start masterworking your items. But
I'm not ready yet.
that's not until you're much higher level. Like, I think like the minimum level that you gotta be for that is like somewhere around like in the 75 range. So you're not upgrading any equipment until you get to World Tier 4, like bare minimum. And even then, you're gonna have to be high enough to do what was it, level 46 Nightmare Dungeon. You gotta be high enough to do a 46 Nightmare Dungeon, and then you gotta be high enough to complete at least a Tier 1 Rift
Ready yet.
before you can upgrade anything.
I need time to
I don't know. I can't get a feel for any of these characters without proper equipment, and I don't have proper equipment. And like, just... Holy Jesus, was that enough stun eyes?
I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I need time to prepare that.
This has got to be the slowest boss kill I've ever done. Playing around with the new Frost Nova stuff, but I don't have the amulet, so it's not really working out. But
I can.
I'm just kind of trying to see how it would potentially work out, even if I did have the amulet.
I need time to prepare.
I mean, I definitely do some significant damage while he's under crowd control.
I need time to prepare.
I ain't never seen so many stun eyes in my life.
I'm not ready yet.
I really don't know why these rares are even dropping. Just change them into consumes.
I don't want to beat just legendary items. I mean, that's terrible.
Well, that's the game they gave us.
Nah, it's PTR. We can still complain. Complain hard enough, they'll change it.
I'm not ready yet.
I mean, that should be feedback taken seriously. Like the rares need to be back in the game.
I'm not ready yet.
Oh my god, I'm so tired of these stupid stun eyes. At one point, there was literally like 8 of those stun eyes on the field of battle, all trying to get me at the same time, all at different intervals, and it was impossible to dodge them all. Those stupid little snake stun eyes are just, they're the worst. They're the freaking worst. I just got one shot again.
So can you change for the easier masterworking material? Like I just have to run lower rifts just to upgrade my gear. Let me see.
Yeah, check to see. Alright, I'm done with this. I'm done with this. This character is not ready for a tier 32 rift. I didn't mean to run a tier 32 rift. I literally opened up a tier 25 rift and went to go click on the portal to go into the 25 rift, and it immediately created a 32 rift and then put me into the 32 rift. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. Like, it was like instantaneous creation of a rift without me actually like giving any authority to create the rift. I don't even understand what happened. I deliberately made the 25, saw the portal open, went to click on the portal, and then it opened up the window to create a new rift outside of the one that I had created, and then literally opened up the 32 instead. This is doing it again. So the portal is like not open, and I can't click on the portal. So I had to open the 25 rift again to open the portal. That's a bug. So I think what was happening is if the portal was already open, when you go to open another rift, it closes the portal instead of opening it, and then you have to open the portal again. Let's see how I fare in a 25 as opposed to a 32.
I need time to
I can't really tell. Is the item power of the item going up with the master working system?
No,
or have we
no.
basically just lost 25 power levels?
You lost like the damage of the weapons not going up, for instance. So we lost that, it seems like, but the stats are going up.
I need time.
But are
So,
they
like-
going up more than what they were going up before?
I mean, they're just higher in general. It seems like
we got 5, 10. Well, no. So what you got to understand is it's kind of like it's hard to exactly represent what's going on. So they took away one affix and then increased the other 3, and then we also have the greater affix, which is 1.5 times, and then we have those stupid ones that can be added that don't really count as real affixes, because honestly, like half the time they're stupid things like increase curse size or like freeze duration or stupid things like that. So those don't even count. Now some of them are neat, like the ones that allow your skill to go twice, but some of them are absolutely useless. So we kind of seems like we are down to like 3 aspects. So it's increasing the aspects, but we really only have like 3 on there that are even useful. And then the 3 on there that are useful are being increased by a certain degree, but they also took one away. It might not even equal up to more than what we were getting before. especially if you take away the 5 item power levels, which was giving us a lot more damage, like base damage output. So if you calculate the fact that we lost one aspect, we lost a bunch of base damage, and then the higher aspects are now affecting a lower base damage item, it might even just be a wash.
I'm not ready yet.
We also lost all the armor from the upgraded armor equipment too, from what I can tell.
I mean, this character is not even perfectly itemized at all, and he already has like 800 more strength than my character on season right now. But we're getting a lot more stats, that's for sure. Like my one-hander has 90 strength, it's only been masterwork twice, and the max a one-hander could get before is like 74.
Well, you can have the 1.5 times multiplier, or whatever that one.
Yeah, I don't even have that yet.
That can roll apparently like on that twice or something, or 3 times.
I'm not ready yet.
Yeah, so we're getting way more stats than before, but the actual like item power is not going up.
I need time. I need time to prepare.
I mean, I'm keeping ahead on this one, slowly.
It's gonna be hard to get proper feedback without a full set of gear, though. I like to know what my character is capable of now.
I'm not ready yet.
And there is a crafting recipe that you can change from the Ingala to the Obju site.
Hey, what's the conversion rate?
I'm not ready yet.
Let me go back to it. Contains 5 pieces in the box, and I think it takes 1 to craft. Yeah. So 5 to 1.
That's not too bad.
I'm not ready yet. I'm out of mana.
What happens if you temper a masterwork item?
So you can't masterwork an item until it's been tempered. I know that. I tried earlier. If you put an item in the masterwork window, it tells you have to temper it first.
So, I masterworked this item, and I'm going to link it again, and I have 2 pictures to show.
I need time to prepare.
So this 2-hand mace, they're right back to back. I linked it. It had fire damage on it. Then I tempered it to physical, and it kept the masterwork blue text on the physical. So the masterworking is like locked into that affix, even if you temper it afterwards.
You can only temper it a certain number of times, though.
Correct.
I need time to prepare. I'm not ready yet.
I need to switch around my enchantments a little bit, but I can't do it in here. I'm gonna finish this one first, and then we're gonna switch around some stuff. I got some ideas.
not ready yet. I need time to
Ho, 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 ho.
So, like, I don't understand. What do they want us to do for damage
I'm not
reduction?
ready yet.
I mean, it's actually interesting, some of the things that I've been noticing. I mean, I haven't really been calling them all out on a regular basis, but like if you look at your weapon, if you do the rerolls on your weapon can actually get armor now, and other like things like life and damage reduction and stuff. Like, and I'm sorry, your gloves, like, you know, gloves are almost a strictly offensive slot, or at least they used to be. And they're not offensive anymore because apparently you can put a whole bunch of defensive stuff onto your offensive item. And I'm not sure how many things have changed this way, but the old structure of, you know, like gloves offensive, amulet open to pretty much everything, rings resource, etc. might be out the window for all I know.
Yep. Like, I don't think it's a good sign that my character feels squishy and it's tier 30 when it goes up to like 200 or 250.
I mean, we're not really properly geared. I mean, that's the whole thing. I mean, how am I supposed to tell exactly what the game is like if I can't get proper equipment and good aspects? I mean, most of the aspects I'm using are garbage tier aspects too,
I need
especially the damage reduction ones. I'm finding some very odd things going on with the fights, where literally I'm ending up getting like knocked back into another thing that also knocks me back, which goes into another thing which also knocks me back, and I get stuck in these like knockback loops, and I have no choice but to die because I can't get out of the knockback loop because I just get knocked back into one thing that also does another knockback, and it just keeps knocking me back in a circle until I'm dead.
I'm not
It's happened to me twice so far, and it's not pleasant when it happens, that's for sure. Looks like I run out of time on this one because I died. I almost had it too if I hadn't got stuck in that knockback loop bullcrap.
The only problem my character's run into right now is how squishy it is. But other than that, my damage is much higher than is required for this tier.
My character feels super squishy. I guess I need to like refine it even more. I don't know, did I even make sure my resistances were all capped? I did not. They were capped. I don't know what happened. I mean, she's doing a lot of fire damage. That's probably what's going on.
I'm not ready.
I'm getting annihilated by fire damage hits.
And fire resistance is really undercapped.
I need time.
Craft on mine here.
I need time to recover. I need time.
Hey, I did it this time. Cody, if you don't stop bumping my chair, you little turd breath. You're excited for Shred Druid. Shred Druid got nerfed a little while back. I'm not really sure it's going to be anywhere near as good as it used to be, my friend. Not to, like, burst your bubble or anything, but it's just... Ever since they hit it with a big old giant aluminum bat, I don't really know how good it's going to be. They brought a little bit of it back with this patch, but... Alright, let's try some changes here. What was the nerf? Aspect of the Blurred Beast was multiplying the damage by 2, so they completely demolished Aspect of the Blurred Beast. It no longer does hardly anything anymore. There was a couple different things that they did, but I mean, it was pretty rough. Okay, let's go with you. Let's try this one as well. Change it up a little bit. God, can't believe I'm already at the point where I think I gotta go to work. I've had such a limited amount of time to test, but then at the same time, like, the limited amount of time that I've had to test has been completely stunted by the absolutely terrible public test realm system of me having to go through the process of spending like an hour or 2 hours just to upgrade a character to the point where I can use it.
Yeah, I think they gave us to the 9th, but it's kind of crazy. I wish we could just copy. Okay, so when I upgrade the neck, it says it goes up 1 item power and I gain 2 res on the implicit, but it didn't. Yeah, it's still 19. So we're missing like 10 res on our amulet.
I'm using the ice shards now, enchantment, just to get like the free shots because I'm freezing everything. It's kind of interesting.
I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I'm not
I
ready.
definitely feel like I'm gonna have to play a little bit more tactically on this character. It's not like a cakewalk like it is on the Necromancer.
I need time to prepare.
I basically have 25k health at this point.
Pretty high
But,
for not using any Uber uniques.
Yeah, but I'm still getting melted.
I need time to prepare that.
That's what it means. Like, why did the numbers have to go up so much? I'd rather much smaller numbers.
I'm not ready yet.
If I can get a hold of this necklace, I can test this thing properly.
I'm not ready yet.
The damage I'm doing is just nowhere near sufficient for like a higher tier dungeon though. Like I don't think this character could get anywhere close to tier 100 nightmare dungeons. Which is kind of sad because I have another version of this. It's a very simple version that didn't include conjurations, and it was capable of 100 nightmare dungeons easily.
So you probably just can't run the conjurations until you have the unique.
Doesn't seem like it. I mean, running the conjurations, honestly, it just kind of feels poor. Frost, the orb itself doesn't really feel all that effective either when it's just used by itself. I'm honestly thinking I'd be better off with Blizzard, and then just run the Frost, the Frozen Orb enchantment that basically gives it so that you cast free Frozen Orb every single time you cast Blizzard, and then run the amulet with the conjurations and Blizzard instead of the amulet with the conjurations and Frozen Orb. Just don't even have Frozen Orb on the bar. Put the points in it, but don't even actually put it on the bar. Just let it auto cast.
Oh, there's +3 Pit Fighter.
I'm not ready yet.
So the first time you die, you lose 30 seconds on the mastery. The second time you die, you lose 60 seconds on the mastery.
I need time to I'm not ready yet.
It's definitely a hell of a lot easier to kill things with Frozen Orb inside of a suppressor field, though, now. Which is not something that was really possible before. Because the Frozen Orb would just go through this first suppressor shield outside the back of it and just do no damage, which was rough. Now you can actually control the Frozen Orb so that it does the right amount of damage, or the right amount of distance, so it explodes inside the suppressor field, which is really interesting.
I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I need time to prepare that. I'm not ready yet.
Okay, one more chance to hit movement speed.
I'm not ready yet.
Unfortunate.
Are you even bothering to like fully min-max out like your equipment? I pretty much just kept what they put on me and I didn't even bother changing it. I just codexed up the aspects, did like 1 or 2 or you know, like enchantments to try and get something slightly better than whatever the crap was on there, and then just moved on.
Yeah, no, I'm creating my full build. I am putting some strong gear on. Like, I have plenty of damage right now. I have damage to do T100 for sure. Damage is not my issue.
The damage is this character's issue. I mean, I would theorize that with the way that this character is currently set up, if I actually had the amulet, which I don't, the amulet would probably be giving me in effect of like, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, so like 6 to 7 times the damage that I'm outputting right now. Because it would be putting out that many more frozen orbs than what I'm currently putting out. But without the amulet, I'm missing all of that damage, so... But I mean, theoretically, I can get 1 extra frozen orb per conjuration, like, maybe like per cast, which is the equivalent of 3. I have 3 Hydras right now. My Ice Blades can potentially have 2 of them active at any given time. I could also get that aspect that allows my Lightning Spear to automatically spawn a second Lightning Spear when I cast it, which means he could also be shooting off frozen orbs. So I could be looking at a pretty large number of frozen orbs just constantly firing off everywhere. The minion buff is pretty substantial to boy. I don't have like the fully set up one yet. I tried my best to get him like as best set up as I could. He was able to handle some pretty high tier dungeons with relatively no setup, so it's interesting.
I'm not ready yet.
I think the hardcore players might have it the roughest. When they log in next season, they have no damage reduction, no cheat death.
Well, they have no clue what they're doing either. Like, the whole game's changed. Good luck trying to figure out, like, how much HP you need to survive. What was it before? What is it now? I don't know.
I'm not ready yet.
T36. So I'll just keep pushing.
Yeah, this girl can't handle T36. You can't even clear, like, T27. Not in the time limit, anyway.
I'm not ready yet.
I mean, it's kind of unfair because I'm playing a build I'm already comfortable with. Like, my Paragon Bird is pretty much optimized. I put many hours into that board. Like,
yeah.
And my character's as optimized as it can get without the uniques.
I mean, I could do that too. I don't want to. I wanted to test out some new builds. I could have just made my Bone Spirit build and just like absolutely demolished everything. Of course, I don't really have the items for that either. I don't know if you saw, but toward the end of last season, I literally had figured out how to chain gun my Bone Spirits.
I'm not ready yet.
I remember I was talking about it, right? I was like, there's probably a way for me to sit there and just like fire Bone Spirit after Bone Spirit without end. Well, I figured it out, and I could literally just sit there on a boss and just fire off Bone Spirits like they're bone splinters. It's actually kind of insane.
I need time to prepare. I'm out of mana.
Seeing a lot of life per hit. They really want us to heal.
Well, increasing the life and then adding life per hit makes sense. That's what they're trying to do. I don't understand why they never had any life leech or life per hit in the game to begin with. It always seemed kind of stupid. But this is going to complicate things. It's going to complicate the use of fortification. I know, because I've tested it and done it and gone through it already. Life per hit messes with fortification terribly. The more life per hit you have, the worse your fortification will be.
I have no patience.
God, these AoE attacks are insane. Like, they spawn, and then they spawn again, and then they, like, chase you. Like, you basically have no choice but to just, like, run away completely from the battlefield.
I have no patience.
Yeah, I'm not doing it. Without the unique item, there's no way I'm completing this. It's just too much with this particular character. I could set it up my old way, which the old way is probably going to be better, but then that's not using the new amulet. So, I don't know. It looks like this build is pretty much impossible unless you actually have the item. Which, that's the item right there. It's casting Frozen Orb, has a 50% chance to spawn a random conjuration when it explodes. And then lucky hit, your conjurations have up to a 100% chance to launch a Frozen Orb at nearby enemies. So it's basically like spamming Frozen Orbs in all directions. With the number of conjurations that I currently have active, I currently have, like I said, I got 3 Hydras, I've got 2 Ice Blades, and I could potentially have 2 Lightning Spears as well, active on any given time. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you have like 7 Frozen Orbs coming from the conjurations themselves, and then you have the Frozen Orb is spawning conjurations, apparently, with a 50% chance, and I can cast 2 orbs per cast, which means I can get basically 1 conjuration per cast of Frozen Orb. So I don't even know. I could potentially have like 10, 13, I don't know, freaking Frozen Orbs going off at any given time. But the build is just not really doable. I mean, it works, I guess, at lower tiers, but it's not really doable at higher tiers. Not without this amulet. I think without this amulet, I don't think you're going to get much use out of the build at all. I'm going to go back to the Necromancer and play around with some of this other stuff. Let's see how high it can go in the Necro. I've got about 30 more minutes and then I got a jet. Alright, Augusto. Have a good one, man. Wish my stream hadn't died 2 separate times and got split up into 3 different streams, but I guess it's up here for you guys to say. These minions kick butt. They do good damage and they're fast. Way better than the previous minions. That was normal, the stream just ending? No, of course it wasn't normal. How would it be normal? No, it's my computer crashed for one of them and the internet went down for the other. It's just horrible luck, I suppose.
Another consequence of the rares is like the vendors. You know, sometimes checking a vendor, getting a godly item.
That's not
What's
going to
up?
happen anymore.
You even check the
I
vendors.
mean, I think they do sell legendary items extremely rarely.
I need more essence. I'm not ready yet.
The Guardian awaits you.
World boss up? I need world boss.
I need more essence.
So, the final mastery chest only drops the crafting mats for masterworking.
And so I think if you don't finish on time, you don't get the chest.
There is magic in all things. Let me show you.
Why does that sound like a pickup line? There's magic in all things. Let me show you. Sounds like a pickup line, doesn't it?
Okay.
I think she's hitting on me. I think that's what it is. I think she's hitting on me. No faxes upgraded. No. Materials consumed. You failed. Wah wah. That's what it said. It said wah wah.
I mean, the basic builds are online. That's all I gotta say.
I mean, they added back Moonrise, and then they added the adaptability aspect, and then apparently they... Did you see the one that turns Maul into Frenzy?
Yep.
There's literally a freaking whole skill that just turns Maul into Frenzy. It's like straight up Frenzy, and so then you're just a frenzy druid. And then on top of that, they also converted the shouts into barbarian / druid shouts, so that all the barbarian shout stuff works on the druid, so you can literally just make like a freaking a druid frenzy barbarian, which sounds silly.
I cannot do that here.
Let's do one more. Actually, what is it? 34, 737. I kind of wanted to figure out where to use these Stygian stones and go get my butt smashed by one of these big uber bosses, but
Agreed.
really just don't
I
have the-
think you need the mats to summon them, and you need the stuff. Like you need more mats than normal, plus those stones. So, like if you go to Varshan or you go to Grigore, you can do it there. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, is that what you think? I think it's just a I think I just go to like Varshan and then I pay extra.
Yes. Kind of like how the World Tier 3 Roshan versus World Tier 4 Roshan works.
Let's go. Let's go take a look in the Malignant Burrow.
You're just not going to have any of the hearts or any of the things. The femur.
You guys can just type in the rune word, like, abbreviations with the exclamation point. It'll pull those up for you. Just type in exclamation point King's Grace with no spaces. Yeah, so there's Varshan, and then there's Varshan Tormented. Torment Varshan. So, Stygian Stones, it requires 3, and it does require... Wow, big oof. Requires 5 Gurgling Heads, 5 Blackened Femurs, 5 Trembling Hands, and 5 Malignant Hearts.
Yes.
Big oof. Wow. Especially considering that the regular one only takes 1, which means that you can literally spawn 5 regular Varshans for the price of 1 Tormented Varshan. And it still also requires the Tormented Stygian Stones. So does that mean Tormented Duriel costs... freaking, what is it? Was it 3? It's 3 and 3, right? So times 5. I don't even want to think about that. I'm gonna go look though, just so I can torment myself.
Hi.
Hey.
Yeah, what's up, Zan?
Giving D4 another shot.
I don't know. I'm scared to turn it into D3.
Well, I watched the campfire, but I didn't look at the patch notes at all yet.
I mean, there's some good stuff in the patch notes. Me and Leon have been talking about a lot of the good stuff, but I don't think adding greater rifts was a good idea.
I'm in town.
I think it's going to have the opposite effect of, like, all the good stuff that they're adding. I think it's going to just, like, counteract a lot of it.
Well, didn't he call rifts in the video too?
Yeah, he did.
I need time to do that.
They're straight up greater rifts. They even have the same greater rift portal. It's literally the same greater rift portal from Diablo 3. Let's go see what the, or even if there is an Uber version of Duriel. Maybe there's no tormented version of Duriel. Minions are way stronger now. I'm actually pretty surprised with the minions. They're very strong. I don't even have any of the good items like, you know, like the stuff that you actually need. Oh yeah, Torment Duriel is 10 Mucus Lake Eggs, 10 Shards of Agony, and 3 Stygian Stones. So it's basically 5 times whatever the material was. If it took 1, it now requires 5. It took 2, it now requires 10. That's kind of crazy. So Grigore is what, 5? So since Grigore requires 5, what the hell is he? Like freaking 5 times 5 is 25. So what, he's 25 mats now to do a Grigore? Let's go torment ourselves and find out. I don't know. I remember somebody making a comment. They said something about like, well, what did you want? Did you want them to make the game more like Diablo 2? And I'm like, no, not really. I just didn't want them to make the game more like Diablo 3. I mean, if I had to choose between the two, My main choice would just be don't make it more like Diablo 3. Honestly, between the greater rifts being added and the rare items being completely obliterated from existence, they've returned it to a more Diablo 3-esque state than it's ever been
I'm
before.
not ready yet.
Because rare items were completely useless in Diablo 3, and the only reason you took them back to town was to deconstruct them for materials. And greater rifts were the main content in Diablo 3. And now Diablo 4, rare items are basically worthless, and the only reason you're going to bring them back to town is to sell them or deconstruct them for materials. And greater rifts looks like they are the main content in Diablo 4.
I'm not ready yet.
So Grigore for the tormented version, yes, is 25. So it's times 5. So it doesn't matter what it is, whatever it required before, it's times 5. Interesting.
When you checked Dario, did he have a version or no?
Yes, and it was
Okay.
times 5 as well. So it was
Okay.
it was 10 and 10. So you need 10 Mucuslick eggs and 10 sacred. What's the other one? I can't even remember. The agony shards of agony or whatever. Hmm.
Do you think Andario's in the game right now if we got the mats?
Yeah, you need the mats for her. She's Beast in the Ice and Lord Zir. So apparently there's a way to get exquisite bloods outside of doing the world bosses, so you're gonna have to something about like getting them from HellTides. Apparently you're gonna be able to get some of the exquisite bloods from HellTides. Which is probably the only thing I haven't really checked out yet is HellTides. Not shards of agony, no, shards of agony. Yeah, shards of agony definitely sounds horrible. Let's see if we can build up this threat meter real quick just for fun. There's only 9 minutes left in the thing, but maybe we can get it done.
Oh wow, 9.5 resist all elements is actually rolled on the ring. Strength on ring?
Yeah, Forgotten Souls now show up on the map. Interesting.
I'm not ready yet.
Oh, you got punked. Yeah, this character is so far beyond HellTides at this point, I don't even know. My minions are running around one-shotting things. Like, not just me one-shotting things, but like my skeletons are running around one-shotting things. Like each individual skeleton. It's one of the things that I was talking about during the campfire is that, like, yeah, they're doing cool things with the HellTide, and I enjoy that. And we'll enjoy it at the beginning of the season, like when we first start out and we're having fun. But by adding in this infinite scaling content, like, it's eventually going to get to the point where you're basically like Kenpachi walking through with like the aura of godliness, and like the monsters can't even like withstand your presence as you're walking through the zone, and the like everything just like disintegrates before you even get there.
I need more time.
And then you throw out some Kenpachi line like he couldn't even withstand the spiritual pressure of my aura. I mean, that's kind of basically what's going on right now.
I need more time.
I'm really failing the zoomed out camera though. I
Yeah, it's nice. The zoomed out camera is amazing.
it's the
Miles,
best
do you,
part.
do you know what restaurants need? They don't need a guy to fancy you up before the meal, no. What they need is they need a guy that sits in the back room and watches over the chefs, and his entire job is just to make sure the chef washes his hands and doesn't, like, put his pubes inside your meal. That's going to be that guy's whole job in life, is just to make sure that your meal comes out the other side unmolested. You can call him the unmolester. That's his entire job at the restaurant, is just to make sure that your meal comes out the door unmolested. That's what you need at a restaurant. I can't tell, do we have access to the Altar of Lilith buffs, or do we not have access to the Altar of Lilith buffs? When I started the character, I didn't, but then I clicked on the guy, and I'm not sure if they added the Altar of Lilith buffs in, or if I'm missing them.
Same thing. I would hope so. They gave us Fog of War and everything. They should have given us that. I guess the completion we can check on the map tab.
I'm not ready yet.
Oh, yeah. What is that?
Well, if I unequip all my gear,
No.
it says like 175 stats, so it must be
Well, I mean, on the window, if you actually look, it doesn't say we have any of the Altar of Lilith, so... It says, like, 0 out of 30, 0 out of 31, 0 out of 33. They all say 0, so... So maybe they just gave us the stats,
I'm not ready.
I don't know, maybe without giving us the Altars of Lilith. Does that mean we can double up and go get the Altars of Lilith and get even more stats?
I need more time.
I just got 2 Exquisite Bloods from the HellTide.
Echo and Lilith just ganked me when I was fighting the boss.
Echo of Lilith?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep. She came in and did her walls, and I wasn't paying attention.
Not while I'm in town.
In the dungeon?
Yep.
So she's now a monster that comes and tries to gank you? That's pretty cool.
Groovy. Just blood and signs of
Yeah, this is the zoomed out version. It's only very slightly zoomed out, but I tell you, after being constrained to the horrible non-zoomed out version, it definitely... Oh, hello, big giant worm. Wow, look at that thing. That was cool. That was like a freaking... Okay, that was really neat. I like that. That was like a freaking, what do you call it?
I need more time.
Tremors? You remember the Tremors movie? It's like a big
Oh,
giant
no.
Tremors worm popped out of the ground and started spitting out freaking demons in my face. And a lot of bad breath. I got 3 minutes. I've almost got the thing activated. Come on. I got the a little bit further, a little bit further. The Hellspire? What's this doing? I see they're bringing some effects from some of the other seasons in here. Uh-oh, I think I triggered it. Maximum HellTide threat reached. The power of the agents are hunting you.
yeah. Just checked on a new character. You do have the stats for with all this.
I need more time.
When you click on the thing.
Yeah, like you get the renown, but you don't get any more stats.
I need more time.
Okay, well this little HellTide like threat thing is kind of neat. I mean, they all come and try and murder you. It's always nice when the monsters, when the demons bring the fight to you. That way you don't gotta. Oh, and there's like a little boss guy too. Okay. Geneid the Wretched Bane. What's up, Geneid? Where are you running to? Why are you running away?
More time.
Why are you running away? Come back here. That's right. Get smacked down. Did you see they took away the fire falling from the sky and the random bosses spawning for World Tier 1 and 2? Because World Tier 1 and 2 are babies and they can't handle it.
Well, that was really annoying.
I mean, the fire falling from the sky is annoying, but the bosses are amazing.
I'm not ready yet.
The fire falling from the sky basically is mandatory if you want the bosses, so you don't really get one without the other.
I need more time.
Oh, he spawned a treasure goblin. That was pretty cool. Oh, he dropped me some unique boots. What'd you give me? The new ones? Penitent Greaves, of course. And there's like some cool sound effects when you hit like the threat levels too. It's like Oh, that sword had a little 1 on it, so it's got a greater affix on it for the attack speeds, yeah. 22% increased attack speed, greater affix.
I need more essence.
No, it's not a HellTide anymore. Alright, I'll catch you guys later. I don't know when I'm gonna be on. I got a nice ridiculous night shift coming ahead of me, and then I'm gonna sleep all day, and then I don't know what the hell's coming after that, so we'll see.
Right. See you later.
Alright guys and gals, it's been fun. Thanks for joining me on these little adventures. I'll probably be on again to test some more stuff on PTR. I mean, overall, I like the changes to the Necromancer. I mean, there's some good changes in the game. I'm not going to say there's not good changes. I am afraid that the Greater Rifts are going to ruin all those good changes, but I guess we'll see. There's also some bad changes, though. Like, I don't understand why rares are being taken out of the game. The tempering system seems overly just involved, and like I spent like an hour and a half in town just trying to get my gear upgraded, and I don't particularly like how long it takes to like participate in that system. Like, I mean, get online, grab a character, try and get that character capped out in his equipment. Like, try and get your character like set up with all your tempering done, get your aspects put on there. Put your master working in and start doing the pits, and you'll kind of understand what I mean. Is that like even just sitting there, like some sort of student with his pen and his pad and like a notebook, and like he's got like a book over here on the right and a little tablet so we can look up videos on how to do stuff. Like, it takes a really long time to get through all that crap, and it just seems to be too much in my opinion. Like, I'm not sure I particularly like having to spend like nearly 2 hours to set up my character when I already know what I want. Like, if it was 2 hours to set up my character and I didn't know what I want and I was experimenting with things and trying to figure stuff out, then that's one thing. But 2 hours when I know exactly what I want to set up is crazy. And then even on top of that, like, think about how long it's going to take you to experiment with things when you don't necessarily know what you want and you're trying to figure things out and you've got to like test things back and forth. It takes a really long time to get things set up and working, and it doesn't feel like a very good system in my opinion. Anyway, I'll catch you guys on the next video, the next live stream. We'll do some more testing. As always, thanks for watching, and keep watching.